In this video, we discuss the top 5 tips for home buyers in 2022. All that and way more. Stay tuned for that, and also be sure you uplift at least one person today. And we are starting right now. Hey YouTube, what's going on today? It's been the best of real estate times, it's been the worst of real estate times, or something like that in the last 18 months. Sorry, Charles Dickens. We have had record low mortgage rates. Those are the best of times, and those worst of times, well, home prices have gone through the roof. At this point, we all know that there's a housing shortage and now rates are beginning to increase. What does all this mean for you? How can home buyers actually find a home in this market? How about this one? If you decide to sell, where are you going to go next? Or how are you actually going to get your offer accepted? These next 5 tips can help with those questions. Number 1, know how much you can actually afford. When you scroll on Zillow or Realtor.com, you see all these beautiful homes. You see all these million-dollar mansions on HGTV, and of course, these influence your wants in your next home. You imagine yourself on your rooftop deck in your $2.5 million colonial. Now, there's certainly nothing wrong with that. I've been caught daydreaming about my 18-car garage and outdoor kitchen. Sure, I get it. Realtors dream too. But you need to be aware of what you can actually afford. And with interest rates continuing to go up this year, it's more important than ever to know precisely what you can afford, or even more specifically, how much of a budget to hold yourself to. Now, there are 4 main components of home affordability. It's how much you have saved for a down payment, how much your household earns, how much debt you currently are carrying, and finally, your credit score. The number 1 factor that affects your interest rates is your credit score, naturally. This also has tremendous effect on how much the bank will allow you to borrow. Once you're able to wrap your head around these 4 main concerns, then it's time to get pre-approved. Number 2, get your pre-approval. When you receive a pre-approval letter from the bank or credit union, that lender agrees in writing to fund your loan, as long as the home is able to appraise properly in value. That's a whole other video onto itself. A pre-approval letter will state the amount of the mortgage that the lender will allow you to carry. In your pre-approval letter, the lender will provide you with the amount necessary for down payment. Yes, you will need to save money for this down payment, so depending on your budget, you may need to start saving for down payment earlier in the process than you might think. A quick note, a pre-approval letter is not the same as a pre-qualification letter. A pre-approval means your lender has taken your credit and reviewed your entire financial status with specific actual information. Then they provide a written amount of what you're able to borrow. A pre-qualification letter uses unverified information to base that letter upon. It's easy to see that before you start shopping for your next home, that it is best to know in reality what you can afford or borrow. A pre-approval makes you a stronger buyer, period. And if you're curious about my spring market forecast, you can check out that video up here by clicking up on the card. And leave a comment below if you like the content, or maybe let me know what you want to see next. Number 3, decide what trade-offs you are willing to make. Now, for some, you may not be able to afford the 18-car garage or $2.5 million mansion that I want so very much. It's important to understand that you may not be able to afford everything on your wish list. It is important to go into the home buying process with 2 separate lists. One list stating everything that you want in a home, and then everything that you cannot absolutely live without. Especially in this market, with inventory being so tight, buyers have to make concessions on their wants and needs and criteria. So it's best to know and prioritize your wants and needs above others, and know exactly what you're willing to do without, and a few things that you just might have to. Hey, what's going on? My name is Vasilios, and welcome to this channel. If this is your first time here and you want to get the latest actionable tips from a local realtor that actually save you time, save you money, and result in a smooth real estate deal, start now by subscribing and clicking that bell notification so you don't miss anything. And if you like this video, then, well, like the video. Now, back to it. Number 4, research different methods on how to buy your first piece of real estate. Speaking for myself as a first-time home buyer, all I wanted was a single-family home. It didn't have to be much. A small raised ranch was perfectly fine for me. But this market is being downright silly. Sellers have the clear advantage, and it's been challenging for most buyers. To create more options for my buyer clients, I have asked my buyers to consider buying a multifamily property. This may be a great option where you're able to live in one unit and then rent out the others. Perhaps you can buy with a friend or a partner. Purchasing a property with an in-law suite is a great way to rent while potentially helping others in your family. And never overlook the option of a rehab loan. There are homes that other buyers just won't even touch, but if the location makes sense and the after rehab value checks out, and you have a little bit of patience, this can be the door, no pun intended, to your next renovated home. Number 5, educate yourself about the process. When you begin the home buying process, you need to surround yourself with talented professionals who have your best interest in mind and will help you through the buying process. The professionals you want on your team are certainly an experienced agent, a mortgage lender, and a professional home inspector and real estate attorney. Now, if you decide to go the multifamily or investment property route, be sure to have a real estate tax expert in your corner. Be sure to interview these individuals to be sure they are able to educate you and help you along your journey of buying your next home. Buying a home, especially in this market, is not for the faint of heart and requires patience, persistence, and of course, some help from the team of individuals that you assemble around you. After all, we are here to serve you. Hey guys, if there is anything in the world that you want to talk about or have a question, reach out anytime. Let me treat you to coffee. No obligation, really. 508-821-8835. It could be about the weather, cars, real estate, racing, whatever. Now, if you like this video, check out these at the top of your screen. And if you need a realtor like me, I have a realtor like me's info in the description below. If you think this video can help out a friend or family member, please consider sharing. As always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.